Well, good morning, everyone. Sunday Adelaja here again. Good morning. Who is going to be the first person to be welcome today? Boss Boss Fire Jola is the first person from Germany. Shegu Fatumo, you are second today. Osobase, Lola Shoromke, Huruma Justin, Tanzania. Pastor Irene, Charles Ushe, Mayowa, good morning. Timothy Ajayi, Ola Martin, Olukayode Kundayo, Samuel Dunfo, Tos Blankson, Victor Gundipe is here, Flair Karen Matif Paris, Kenneth Amobi, Kensta Modi, Ludovic, Leah Kadenge. Let's go and share if you don't mind, let's begin to share the link, please. Let's begin to share the link, okay? Please go and press the share button. Before we begin full-time teaching this morning, I want to call on everyone, go back to your timeline and press the share button, okay? Let's go share the link before we start the teaching, all right? Please go share the link, okay? Let's go share the link. Let's go invite our friends. Let's go invite another person. This could be a blessing to someone that might change the life of somebody. So let's go share the link. And as soon as you do that, we will begin the teaching, okay? So this morning, we are continuing on the topic that was started yesterday. And the topic is stop spending money that you don't have. Stop spending money that you don't have. To buy what you don't need, to impress those who don't care. Stop spending money that you don't have, to buy things that you don't need, to impress those who don't really care about you. So that's what we started to speak about yesterday, and we spoke about the first part of this message yesterday. But so today is the second part of it. And so if you're ready, if you have pressed the share link, your share button, and if you have shared your message, then we will be ready to go. So if you have shared, let's go. So yesterday we spoke about the fact that, I told you that I'm dividing the message into 3 segments. First of all, we spend money to buy what we don't need. So yesterday we spoke about that aspect of things. Spending money to buy things that spending money that we don't have. That is the first part of the message. We spend money that we don't have. Okay, so we spoke about that, spending money that we don't have. Today, we are going to be talking about the second part of it, to buy things that we don't need. To buy things that we don't need. And then the third part of it, if I have the time to get there, I will also talk about to impress people that don't really care. So, the message is one long statement that says, stop spending the money that you don't have, to buy things that you don't need, to impress people that don't really care. So last night we spoke about the first part of it, stop spending money you don't have. This morning I'm starting by continuing to talk about the second part of it, to buy things that you don't need. So we have discovered, of course, how we spend the money that we don't have. And the way we spend money that we don't have is through credit cards, it's through mortgage, it's through loans, bank loans, it's through borrowing from neighbors, it's through, dreaming, shopping in our mind, board, whatever they called that thing yesterday, vision board, and all those kind of things. So we are spending the money that we have not made yet. And most of the time we're spending money that we don't have. But even worse still, we go ahead and spend money that belongs to other people that we still need to pay for. So we give our lives paying debt. We spend our lives paying for credit cards. We spend our lives paying people, that we own, that we have borrowed one thing or the other from. And as we spend our lives paying for credit card, we spend our lives paying for mortgage. So where is God in all this? Where is the calling of God? Where is the purpose of God for our lives? Please go. I think you have shared already. If you have not shared it, go, you can share it now as I'm beginning, or you can go ahead and share it after the message. So somebody is saying, give us the right to give us time to share. I thought you have shared already. So I'm continuing the message for today, and the message for today is we are buying things that we don't need. Woo, that is so true. That is so true. You remember? I don't know of you. I think the same thing happens to in your family. I remember when, before I got to know all these laws, of course, because I was not born with all these laws. I was not born with all this knowledge. I had to study. I had to learn. I had to educate myself. And I remember when we gave birth to our first child, Perez. He's a big guy now, taller than me, of course. And Perez, we just wanted him to have everything. You remember that? You know that if you're a parent, you know what that kind of feeling, especially when the baby is so small and all these toys and play toys are so cheap and they don't really cost anything. So we started buying some few things, but even more than what we bought, friends and relatives were bringing all kind of gifts. Not even relatives, because I'm a pastor of a church, so almost the whole church is bringing one toy or the other. So by the time Perez had his birthday, we had a whole room almost filled with toys, all kinds of toys. And when he was already, he was playing with them till he was about 3 or 4 or 5 years old. But and then we discovered that, hey, we don't need all these things anymore. We had a whole room full of toys. Okay, some of them were inherited by his sisters, but most of them we had to just we had to just clean house because things were becoming too many and toys were playing everywhere. And looking back today, when Perez is already 18 and when the sisters are already over 15, already 13 and 15, I'm looking back, I'm saying, where are those toys now? I don't even see them anymore. They have all disappeared. And, but why did we need them? Why did we need to spend so much money? Or even other people are spending so much money to bring all these gifts. And we also, spending money to buy some of them. And now we don't even know where all of them are. So I think we could open a shop. We could open a store just for toys from all the gifts and toys that Perez had. I think some of them we did not even succeed in opening up till now. Some of them are somewhere there, that have never been opened. What am I saying? I think most of you will be able to identify with that. You'll be able to identify with that when your children were growing up or when your child was born and you had all the gifts from everywhere and you were buying and people were buying. And so we spend the money we don't have to buy, and some of those people who are buying some of those gifts were just buying them because that is how the culture is. Somebody gives birth, you've got to take a gift, and you are taking a gift, it's going to be a toy. And because the child is small, so everybody's buying the same kind of gift, toy, and the whole house is full of toys, and then you don't know what to do with them. Then you are looking for who to give them to. What about keeping that money? Can you imagine even if the money that was spent is $1,000 to buy all those gifts, or $5,000? Can you imagine what you could do with $1,000 or $5,000? Especially if you put that money in investment. Especially now that Perez is 18, if you had put that $1,000 or $5,000 in investment for him, now 18 years later, I tell you that money would have grown. And that money could have, be part of his education. That money could have gone for his college education, school fees, and it will relieve you, the parents, of a lot of expenses. So some of the things we are spending on our children right now, if we had just kept them and keep on adding to them and making them grow and putting them in investment and making some percentages on them, we will discover that we will not need to be borrowing from banks to send our children to school. We will not be borrowing from banks when it is time for your children to go to college. Because in many countries right now, for their kids to be able to go to college, they need to go and take a loan. And that loan lasts for the rest of their life. They are paying that loan, college or school loans. But if those things that we had used to buy gifts for them on their birthday, gifts for them, every day when they are being born, gifts for this, for every holiday, for every vacation, for every Christmas, for every Christmas and New Year and all kind of ceremonies that we have, buying gifts. If those money could have been just could have been saved and also invested, if we had invested all the money that we used to buy gifts for all our kids, by the time they got grown up, by the time they are 18, we have a good chunk of money. Even if it is 10,000 you have, dollars, that is a good start for them. But if you put that 10,000 in investment, and in a good investment, if you find people who are doing a good business and you put the investment in that investment or in that project, that money will go to 30,000, that money will go to 50,000, that money will go to 100,000, and you will not need to struggle to send your kid to college, and you will not need to borrow to do it. But we never think about these things that time, because when a child is born and all the gifts are coming, what we do, we just rejoice and get carried away by emotions, and we are so excited, we're emotional, we are rejoicing. Oh, then we are bringing all the gifts before the eye of the kid and say, oh, here's your gift, even though he doesn't even know what a gift is, even though he doesn't even know what to do with it at the end of the day. They just mess up all those gifts. Can you imagine you selling them? maybe that is too much, of course. But some people are buying it. Everybody is buying a gift or a toy one day, every day. Can you imagine selling some of those toys to the people who are buying them and keeping the money and using the money for investment? Well, that might sound a little bit sheepy and a bit petty, but it could sound petty, but it's very practical. It's very practical. It's pragmatic. It's pragmatic. Well. I'm just remembering our situation that people spend money that they don't need and they don't have, and they buy things they don't need. And I'm just trying to tell you that I've gone through that. I remember when I was in the university, of course, before I got to know some of these secrets, that you don't buy things that you don't need. I thought I needed a lot of things. I mean, right now I think I have winter suits, winter coats, because here winter is very important, so you have to have winter dress. One time I used to have one winter dress, but today I think maybe I have 8 or 7 or 8 winter coats somewhere there. And you want to ask me when was the last time I wore them? Maybe I wore one. Winter comes only once a year. Winter only comes once a year. So why do I need 8 winter coats? I never wear them. Maybe I wear one for winter, but why did I come when I buy all of them? Because you see things and they appeal to you. You're lost. You lost after them. You go after them and you buy things that you eventually don't need. But when you see them hanging, you remember the what do you call them? Those models, those things that they display in the shop. In the display, when you look at the display and you see the clothes on the display, I remember the Russian name, but I cannot remember the English name. When you put it on the thing that is on the figure that is there, and it looks good on you. I mean, you think, oh, this will look good on me, and you begin to lust after it, but you don't just remember that, oh, I already have 2 coats over there, or I already have 3 coats over there. So we buy things that we don't need. Of course, for the first few months, you are excited. You begin to wear the new coats and the new dress, and you want to show off to some people and let people know that you have a new dress. But really, I stopped buying all those things. And the last, I can't remember the last time I ever. Yeah, mannequin. Yeah, but I thought it was a Russian. I remember that it's mannequin, but I was thinking it's from my Russian language. I was afraid of using the word mannequin, but I don't know that they use that in English as well. Okay, mannequin. Yes. So when you see the mannequin over there, and they put all the clothes on them, and you think, oh, it will be good for me, and but what you discover is that. After some few months, maybe after a few years, you are no more using the thing. And you are no more using the thing, and they are just hanging there. So I have a whole wardrobe full of winter suits, not just for me, but for the family. Who we don't even touch them, some of them, for years. And what is that saying? That is saying that we are buying things that we don't really, okay, we might think we need it. You need it for 5 minutes, okay? Or you need it for 1 month, or you need it for a few months. Then they are there for the rest of you, for forever, and the money is gone. The money is gone. Someone has taken that money. Someone has taken that money, right? The shop has taken that money. So sometimes we work for stores. We work for shops. We work for shop owners. And shop owners and supermarket owners, the mall owners, they are already rich. They are already wealthy. They already have money. But we're still going to give them more money. We're still going to give them more money. The little money we have, the money we struggle for, the little money that is not even much, but they already are in millions. They're already sweeping in money, but we are still going to their shops and leaving our little meager salary there with them. Can you believe that? We are living, we are even looking for them. Why do we do this? Because we have that, mindset, the wrong cultural mindset that we need to buy new things every winter. We need to buy a new coat every winter, or you need to buy something new because it's long you have not worn or you've not bought a winter dress. So you are gauging yourself. I discovered that now that I'm not buying these things anymore. Maybe the last time I bought any winter dress will be 8 years ago. For all these 8 years or 10 years that I've not bought anything like that, do you think anybody noticed that I've not bought any winter coat in 8 years? Nobody cares, because my quality, my value is much more important than what I put on my body. And all of them are nice. None of them is dirty. None of them is bad. None of them is ugly. All of them are nice. All these things I have there, I can keep on changing them for the rest of my life. And it will be 20, 30 years later. And I will still keep on changing the coat, and nobody will even know I didn't buy any new one. The same thing with dresses. And so I'm just telling you that, okay, like right now I'm looking at as I'm sitting down here. It's a pity you cannot see my room here, this room here. I'm seeing a television, plasma television, and this plasma television, we have 14 of them in this house. 14 plasma television. Of course, you understand that this is, we bought all these things because we thought we needed them. You want me to tell you when the last time we watched this television here? Nobody remembers. In this house, we don't watch television, but we have 14 plasma television in the house, and we don't even watch TV. We don't even watch TV. So how did they come here? Well, somebody gave away his money. Someone gave away his money. Yeah, someone gave away his money. And you get to that foolish. It's this dude. It's this dude. So I'm sure if you look into your house or in your house, you will also discover that there are a lot of things like that you can find. And you say, how did this one get here? What is this one doing here? What is this one doing here? What is this one doing here? I thought I don't need it. But who watches television in this house? Nobody watches television anymore. Internet are taking over. Internet are taking over. So what I'm trying to say is that it's a pity that, it's so bad. It's so bad because when the pressure is on you, we feel the moral pressure. We feel the pressure of, consumerism, the consumerism pressure, the culture pressure, the demand of the culture. So that is why one of the most important things you could do with your life is to learn to control the pressure to buy, is to control, the pressure of the culture, the pressure, of family, relatives, the culture of expectations. Those culture of expectation that are making you to go buy what you don't need, that is what you need to control. You need to learn to control those expectations of people, or, just your own, inner push to go. It's called the dictate of money. The dictate of money. And that is why most people are not rich. That is why most people are not wealthy, because they have not overcome in their lives the dictates of money. And I'm going to be talking about the dictate of money when I will be talking about the law of money, the law of money, the laws of money, maybe tomorrow or so. But this is the problem. We are, when money comes to your hand, because you have not mentally changed yourself. You have not become wealthy. That is why my book is called Money Won't Make You Rich. Why is it that money won't make you rich? Because you need to be rich first in knowledge and understanding. You need to be wealthy first in all these things I'm telling you. So this knowledge I'm bringing to you and this insight I'm giving you, they make you get ready for wealth. They make you get ready for money. They make you control your instincts. They make you control your appetite. They make you control your taste. They make you wealthy inside. So now that you are wealthy inside, then it is easy for you to handle money. You know exactly what to do with money. It's, somebody said it's called fiscal discipline. Yes. But fiscal discipline sounds like, something from the textbook. And you say, okay, it's counting your budget, it's, knowing where to. But apart from that, budget or paperwork, what I'm trying to say is to be able to overcome the power of your instinct, to be able to have dominion over your instinct, and to be able to have the dominion and power over the power of mammon. So you must be able to overcome the power of mammon first in your instincts, in your taste, in your desires, in your emotions, in your aspirations, before you could really be truly wealthy. So once you can control that, and then you can always speak to yourself that, okay, will I still need this? And this is one of the ways you could. So people are asking, where do you buy the book? You can buy the book on Amazon. What? Money Won't Make You Rich on Amazon. Okay, you can go get it. Or actually you can buy it in any Christian bookstore anywhere in the world. So one of the ways you could control this is for you to ask yourself, this thing I want to buy, will I still need it in the next 10 years? Will I still need it in the next 10 years? Huh? You want to buy everything for your kids, for your baby, then they overgrow the things. They overgrow the things you buy. Will you still need it in the next 10 years? I'm not sure. And you think, but they're just so little money. I mean, how much does a toy cost? How much does it cost? Does a toy cost? A toy doesn't cost anything. Maybe $10, maybe $5. Oh wow, good. Do you know that $1,000 is a bit of $10? Little by little, $10. 100 times $10 is what is $1,000, my dear. $1 million? You think it's a big money? Well, $1 million is the compilation of little $10 that become $1 billion. Yeah, my dear. Yeah. No small money, because if it is always the small money that becomes big, and nothing becomes big overnight. Everything big has been small before. Only small things become big, and everything small becomes big. But the big things become small. You don't want your life to be like that. You have big things and they become small. You have money and you don't have money anymore. And now, but when you have small things and you know how to manage small things, then small things will always grow, and they will grow to become big things. So that is what that's one of the things that we have to learn to manage. And that is one of the pressures of our world. We are spending the money we don't have. We complain every day that we don't have money, but at the end of the day, we are buying things all the time. And most of those things that we are buying, you know what you will discover is that some of the things we are buying, maybe 50% of the things we buy, are not really things we will need in 10 years' time. In some people's case, 70% of things they buy, they will not need them in 10 years' time. So if you will not need the thing in 10 years' time, if you will not need it sometimes even in 5 years' time or in 2 years' time, you will not even need it anymore. Why spend money? Why don't you invest that money? Why don't you put it in some deal, in some business, in some returns for yourself? Why you turn the money around? And I in this book, Money Won't Make You Rich, I was using an example of you economizing on your candies or on your coffee or on your cookies, and that if you economize $10 every day, or if you economize $5 every day, you'll be able to save $100 a month. So if you save $100 a month, listen to this. This is very important what I'm about to say. If you save $100 a month, there is the calculation in this book that if you are putting that $100 on in a business or anywhere that you are getting 10%, only 10% or 15% or 10% income on it in a year. 10% income in a year on $100 every month. That will make you in the next 10 years a millionaire in US dollars. If you keep on saving, economize $10 a day or $10 or $5 a day, and you make sure that you have $100 a month. Every month you put $100. It's not just that one time $100. It is not one time show that makes people rich. It is what you do continuously that makes people rich. It is consistency and time that makes people wealthy. Consistency and time. So what that means is that you must keep on putting that on another $100 every month, another $100 every month, another $100 every month. So if you keep on saving $100 and putting it upon that your investment on monthly basis every month, you must not fail. Consistency. It is consistency that multiplies money. If you keep on putting that $100 every single month for the next 10 years, you will become a millionaire in US dollars. And that is only if you are only having 10% returns at the end of the year for a whole year. But are there not so many businesses that you could do and have returns that are more than 10%? Of course, most people would not even go to do business without having a profit, net profit for a year of 30%. You have to have, most people will never do a business that doesn't give them at least 30% returns in a year. So if you are not having 10% returns in a year, but if you are having 30% returns in a year, or if you're having, somebody say if you put it in bond or shares. Yeah, you can put it in bond and shares, but those are very weak returns and very small returns. But no problem, you can still do that at least to start with. But the best way to do it is to put it in some business. If you yourself are not in business, find people who are in business that will be able to give you for your money at least 30% returns in a year. So and you are increasing that every month, you are putting that money aside every month, or you put it and make it grow and compile it. And once it is big enough, maybe every year you are adding another sum of money like that. So once you do that, then you discover that it is not 10 years it's going to take you to become a millionaire. You can become a millionaire if you are making, not 10% a year, but 30% a year, 3 times faster. So you could become a millionaire in 3 years rather than in 10 years. So, and there are many other things you could do that way that will make you become a millionaire. So for me, I know that everybody can become a millionaire. It is easy to become a millionaire, especially every Christian could become a millionaire. Not just Christians, every individual that knows the laws of money, that disciplines himself and is able to apply. This is in my book. This is in my book. Somebody, Maria Martinez is asking, is this in my book? Yes. All the calculations are in my book. How you could from $10 go to become a millionaire. How you could grow from $5 to become a millionaire is all in this book. It's all in this book. It's all in this book. It's all in this book. Money won't make you rich. So you might want to get that book. It will be helpful to you. So anyway, so stop buying things you don't need. Of course, you will convince yourself that you need it right now at that moment. Yeah, at that particular time, you might convince yourself that you need it. But what happens after that time? Maybe you discover that you don't really need it after all. Well. Where am I? So the next point, I don't even remember how many points I've given you already. Yeah, but the next point I want to give you is that, number one, we spend things on things that are not necessary. We spend things on things that we don't need. We spend things on things that after some time we will discover that they are no more necessary. We spend money on things that that they become obsolete with time, and that we have to throw away with time. Somebody is saying, what is your advice on forex trading, sir? Forex trading, I don't want to offend anyone. But forex trading is the fastest way to lose your money. Forex trading is the fastest way for you to lose your money and to throw your money away. So forex trading for me is just the same thing as gambling, of playing lottery. So, that's not business. That's not business. And anyway, we will not talk about that now. We'll be talking about that a bit later, maybe this week. So we are buying things that we don't need, that with time, we'll discover that they are not really necessary. And then next point, how many times do we have you discovered? I think you are like me too. You needed, you see a dress or a suit, you think you need this thing so badly, and I mean it's just controlling you. I have I have been in town before and I didn't have money with me, and I saw this dress. I said, wow. I took a taxi, ran home, I got another taxi to come back, got some money, bought the thing. After 2 times of wearing it, I got used to it. I mean, I had all that dress. You cannot be wearing the same dress every day. The same thing with everybody. You remember the new dress you're buying? You think, wow, it's the new thing now. You've got to wear it. But after you wear it 1 time, 2 times, it's just one of the dresses again. It just become normal. It just become one of the dresses. And you can just get used to it. We spend too much time buying things that we get used to, that just become normal. You even forget that it is not new anymore. Then you want another day, you want the next new thing. You want the next new thing, and then it goes on that way, and you keep on throwing your money. You keep on, keep on throwing your money away, and so most of the things that we spend money on, we get used to them, and we lose the excitement. The excitement will disappear. In most cases, the excitement disappears after the first 2 or 3 times you wear the thing or you use the thing. The excitement is gone. Now you are looking for a new excitement. But the best excitement for you is to make more money. The best excitement is to invest. The best excitement is to see income come to you. The best excitement is to see your money grow. When you see your money grow, that is the best excitement that is out there for you. Okay, so what am I trying to say? The next point I'm trying to say is that lust, pride, and emotion are mostly responsible for most of the things we buy, unfortunately. Lust, pride, and emotions. Lust, pride, and emotions. So will you try to do something on that? If you try to control that desire for lust, pride, and emotions, you'll be able to save a lot of money, and you'll buy less some of the things that you don't need. Unfortunately, we say we are Christians, pride of life, and a lot of churches are encouraging lust. They are encouraging lust of the eye, lust of the flesh. They want you, they preach in such a way that, you can have, they preach prosperity in such a way that everything depends on what you have. And God can bless you with this. Of course, we use the name of God. We put God behind it. And use God to make people become lustful. And we use the name of God to make people, God shall provide all your needs. Who said that? Who told you that? Who tell you that? Who told you that? You will just go and provide all your needs from nothing? Of course, there is a scripture. That's a scripture that the Bible says. But, it will not provide all your need by doing nothing. So we have to balance that scripture. You have to say, yes, God will provide all your needs when you do your best. God will provide all your needs. When you have learned to live in lack and in abundance. The person who wrote that scripture, that God will provide all your needs, it has just one verse from that particular scripture. From that same passage, he had said also that he had learned to live this Wesley Hung, I'm going to block you. If you are calling me a monkey, that's not a nice thing to do. You see, monkey is your brother. I don't think monkey is my brother. I don't think I am monkey in the same category. So I'm going to block you, Wesley. I'm sorry. When you write rubbish here, you get blocked. Sorry for that. Sorry for that. A monkey doesn't have my intelligence, I guess. I'm not a monkey. No. I don't look like one. You might think I look like one, but I tell you, I'm the image of Jesus. I'm the image of Jesus. I'm the image of Jesus. So anyway, let's continue. Where did I stop before I saw that monkey thing? That a lot of churches are promoting lust because through their teachings and through their, and I've been guilty of that myself. I've been guilty of that. So I'm just trying to say this to help you that, some of the things Uh, that some of the things that people are getting lured into. It has helped me. I'm teaching you this from my own experience, and don't fall into those temptations anymore. God shall provide all your needs. But in that particular scripture, Paul, who wrote that scripture, said that he has learned to be content. You must learn to be content with what you have. So, and then you must learn to work with your hands. And so Paul was like that. He didn't just stand there and claim the promise and claim scriptures that God will provide all my need. I don't do anything. No, he was working with his hands. He was going to do things, and so you have to balance the truth. Don't just take one scripture and use that to bewitch children of God, and then they are developing lust, and they are developing the hunger for things. Whereas in the real sense, they're just supposed to go work. They're just supposed to go, control their desires. So, but Paul also showed us that he is able to control his desires when he said he's ready and he's willing, and he would definitely he will live in want and in need, with joy. So he said he could abound in plenty and in lack. So he knows how to live both when he has stuff and when he doesn't have stuff. It means he has learned to control his appetite. He has learned to control his appetite. So we must learn to control our appetite if we really want to become rich eventually. Because only after that, then we could, take the money that we have control, take the money that we have been able to economize, take it and put it in some business and put it in some things that will be able to do you good and be able to increase your net worth and income for your family and be able to make you build a better future for you and for your children. So, it is emotions and lust and pride that makes us, to spend money on things that we don't need and to buy things that, we eventually throw away sooner or later. So next point is that so you need to sit, go and look into your house and see, all the things that you have there and see how many things that you can, you don't need anymore. How many things you don't need anymore. And a lot of us will discover that there are a lot of things that we don't need anymore. We don't really need them, but they fill our house. They fill our house. We have our house full of these things that we don't need. So if there are some things that you have in your house that you don't really need, what do you do with those things that you don't need? Go and either sell them or bless other people with them, because a lot of other people also are in need of those things, and they are just lying down in your house, and they are not benefiting anybody. So go and sell those things, or go and and if you sell them, you make some money, but you might not sell them. You might just give them out to some other people. You might just want to give them out to be a blessing to other people and bring smile in the eyes or in the face of other people. So then next point, like I said, we don't only buy things that we don't need. Sometimes we actually buy things that endanger us. Like for example, how many of you have television in the house, and then your kids, first of all, you are buying the television for the kids, then later on they grow up, then you begin to hide television from them. Then you begin to prohibit them from watching television. So we're actually buying with our money things that are not only not needful right now, or they will not be needful in the next 10 years, but in some cases, those things become dangerous for us. Those things, a lot of the things that we buy, unfortunately, they become, dangerous to our children. They become dangerous because our children begin to watch the TV, and they begin to watch all the wrong things on the TV, and those things begin to spoil their character. It begins to corrupt their morals. It begins to destroy them. They become disobedient to us. Then they become hooligans and crooks on the street, and they go to prison, and then, we have to use all our lives to get them out of prison and all that because they have been watching television too much. And this same television we use our money to buy. So a lot of things that we are using our money to buy and putting in our house with the money we don't have, we are buying them, but they are becoming dangerous to us. So a lot of times we are using our money, the money that is so hard to come by, to buy things, not just that we don't need, not just the thing that we not need in 10 years time, but we are actually buying things that become dangerous, that will become deadly. They become deadly to us. Even I know some people who have bought television, they bought internet, and later on they become addicted to pornography, they become addicted to a lot of other things, and by watching television. And I know, as a pastor, I tell you this, I know so many families where all the wives are always crying. And these wives are crying. Why? Because they are crying, because their husbands are always on watching TV. So they don't. So you use your money to buy television. Now you don't have family time. Instead of sitting together to spend family time together, or to bring up your children in the fear of God, you are not doing that. What you are not doing is that you cannot even see your husband anymore, because your husband, each time he comes back home, he's only watching TV. He's only on TV and TV, and or computer. So no time for the family, no time for children, no time for wife, and the wife is sad. The wife is no more happy. The wife is frustrated. The wife is angry, and then there is tension in the house. Then you have conflict in the house. Then you have disagreements. Everybody is fighting, and everybody is not happy just because you bought the wrong stuff. The same thing with television, with telephone. A lot of people are on telephone. I don't have television. I have telephone though. I mean, maybe I have been given telephone many times. I have maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4 or 5 of them. But I never have telephone with me. I don't carry telephone. Right now, I even got rid of my telephone. Why? Because, if you are going to be testing all the time, you don't know when you become addicted. So you are testing, you are writing something up and down, and you are phoning and on telephone morning till night. And by the time you realize it, that telephone has made you into a captive. It has made you into a slave. You have been captivated. You have used your money to buy something, not just that you don't need, but something that has become dangerous to you, something that has become deadly to you, something that is now wasting your time, is killing your family, is killing your initiativeness, is killing your innovation, is killing your ability to go and think, to go and come up with ideas, to go and do business, to go and think of what you should do for God, to go and think of strategies to expand the kingdom of God and His righteousness. You don't have time anymore because you are so busy with the telephone and testing and writing and receiving call and all that. So you have to. That's why I say you must be wealthy first inside, so that you'll be able to control all the pressure that comes with money. The problem with money is that some of us go to get it without getting ready for it. You are not ready for it, and the way to be ready for it is to become rich first in your spirit, to become rich first in your inner man, to become wealthy inside first before you begin to get money. So that is what we are doing right now. We are equipping ourselves. We are making ourselves wealthy, rich inside. When you're already rich and wealthy inside, then you could go and get money. Then, because with money will come even greater temptations, greater trials, greater pressure, greater greater attacks, greater lust, greater pride, greater emotions, a lot of other things will come to control you if you have not learned to control all those urges and appetite and taste before the money comes. Once the money comes, then it even becomes worse. That is why a lot of people who make money, they become drug addicts. They become, go and look at Hollywood, a lot of people who have money from acting because they did not become wealthy before the money came. The money led them to become drug addicts, alcohol, and criminals, and all kind of things. Some of them have to end up ending their lives or committing suicide because they need to stop this thing one way or the other. So what I'm saying is that the topic of today is we are using the money that we don't have to buy things we don't need. Buying, the consumerism, the consumer mentality and the consumerism spirit that is in the world is pushing you to want to buy more, buy more. And you've got to overcome that. If you really want to become peaceful and happy and wealthy, you've got to overcome that consumerism spirit. Okay, now So television and a lot of other things that we're buying in the house. I'm thinking right now, why did I even buy all the 14 television in this house? Because when I was buying the house, some of my managers and administrators who are working with me said, "Oh, you must with this kind of house. This house is so big and so you must have television in every room. You must have television in every room." And I was saying, "Oh yeah, that would be good. Yeah, people will be watching television. Yeah, yeah." That's stupid. That's stupid. That's foolishness. Now, nobody watches those television. They are just lying here. And, plasma, they were costing about $700 or $1,000 each. And $1,000 each, and there are 14 of them. You remember how much that is? Yeah, that's going to $15,000 or something like that, just on television. And you don't use them now. They're just lying there. So that's what I'm saying. We are just using the money we don't have to buy what we don't need, or we need just for a short time, and then after some time you discover that you don't need them. But the worst part of it all is that we buy things that endanger us sometimes, that endanger our children, that captivate our children, that captivate our husbands, that captivate our spouses, and then our spouses become dependent on our pornography, on the internet, on television, on the same thing with our children. And okay, Dakota Cox, you are saying I should shut up? I'm sorry. You don't have the button in your hand. I have the button in my hand. Instead of shutting up, I'm just going to shut you up. I'm sorry. So I'm blocking you, Dakota. So, next point. How many, there is a formula that could really help all of us, And this formula says that go to your wardrobe, and when you get to your wardrobe, look at all your clothes and do an analysis. The analysis you could do is this. Find out the clothes that you have not worn in the past 6 months. All the clothes that you have not used or you have not worn. I'm not talking about the winter clothes, season, the clothes that are just seasonal, that are, you need to wear them just once a year. I'm talking about regular clothes. Okay, even the ones you need to wear once a year. If you have not worn them in the last 3 years, or if they are clothes, regular clothes, and you have not used them in the last 6 months, you know what I'm about to say. It means that you don't need that thing anymore. And since you don't need it, either you go sell it or you go bless somebody with it. And now, so that next time you want to buy something, you'll be able to ask yourself question, will I still be able to need this in the next 10 years, 5 years, 2 years, 4 years? Will I be able to be wearing this? Because you are learning from that, your lesson that in the next 6 months, if I've not been using something for 6 months, it means I'm having things in my house that I don't need anymore. I'm using my money to buy things that I don't really need. And if the things that seasonal that you need to wear once a year, and for 3 years you've not been wearing it, you've not worn it the last 3 years, it means that thing might have been as a result of covetousness. It might have been what you bought out of lust. So you want to get rid of them, and once you are giving them out, and you're selling them or giving them out, then you have to now remember next time you want to spend money that way, that okay, I'm not going to be in a hurry. You ask yourself question, will I still need this in the next 10 years? And it is only when you could be sure that you can use it in the next 10 years, that is when you buy. If you not need it in the next 10 years, or even the things we buy for our children, some of them, our children really, they overgrow the things. Our children grow faster than we're thinking sometimes. And we have bought so many things for them, and then later on we discover that they have overgrown it, and we don't need them anymore, so we don't even know what to do with those things anymore. So we keep them in our houses. Our houses are full of things that we don't need because, we were so emotional, and, when we were buying them, or we were following the lust of the eye, or the lust of when we were buying those things. So anyway, next point that I would like to mention, yes, another way we can control that urge, that desire to keep on buying things that we don't need, is especially when it comes to our children, and grandchildren. Can you remember how many things people buy, you buy for your children? And the reason why we buy things for so many things for our children normally is not because they really need those things. Either because the child is asking you to buy, mama, I need this, and you cannot discipline your child. You cannot tell the child that no, you don't need it right now, or wait, or if you need it, ask God. That's what we do in our family. When our kids say they need something and we know that they don't need it, we just tell them, ask God. Yeah, we ask God for what we need. Our God provides our needs, so let God provide your need as well. So that's what we tell the children to do. And if God provides for them, well, it's good for them. But if God doesn't provide, you see, you don't need it. You don't need it. And I've also said it in one of my teachings here that we don't even buy birthday gifts for our children. We don't buy gifts for them on their birthdays. We don't buy gifts for them on on holidays or on ceremonies or whatever, festivals or whatever. We don't buy things for Christmas. We don't buy things for New Year. We don't buy things for birthdays. We don't buy gifts for our kids at all. Why? Because we know this law. So we are trying to use the law to discipline them so that their love for us will not be dependent on the gifts that we are buying for them. I know some families whereby if the parents don't buy gifts for them on their birthday, they will get so angry. They will get so angry at their parents that they will almost hate their parents. Why? Because their love for their parents now depends on the gifts. So they are not loving their parents because they are their parents. They are loving them because of their hand. They are not loving their face. They are loving their hands. And so if you make your children to be dependent on gifts, and if that is your attachment, then, by the time they grow up, they don't see you anymore. They don't value you anymore for being their parents, for being there for them, for the sacrifices you have made, for all your pain and everything. They only see you as a money bag. And so when the day comes that you will not be able to give them money, or you will not be able to supply them something or give them a blessing, you will discover that they don't respect you anymore. They don't love you anymore. And they begin to just look down at you. So for you not to be able to bring up such children that will become so callous towards you, what you want to do is that you want to, be balanced about it. Not that we never buy things for our kids, but we buy things that they need. If it happens that the things they need falls on their birthday, we could buy it for the birthday. But we don't buy, there are some families where birthdays is just compulsory that you must buy gifts for kids on birthday. No, in our family, that's not what we do. What we do is that when it's their birthday, we say, okay, this is your birthday, let's pray. The greatest gift you have in your birthday is the gift of your dad and mom. And the second greatest gift you have on your birthday is the gift of your brothers and sisters. So the greatest gift is this family. And the most important gift of all is the gift of God. So we come together, we pray together, we thank God for their lives, for their birthday, we praise God for it, we thank God for God, we thank God for each member of the family, for their parents, and we say, okay, that is the greatest gift. Then we do a dinner. We tell them, okay, what food would you like to eat this time? Would you like us to do Chinese food? Or you would like us to do Mexican food? Or would you like us to do Italian food? So they get to choose what kind of entertainment, what kind of food they would like to eat at this for their birthday. So, then they take some food and give to their class, to their school, to give to their classmates and all that. But we don't buy things. Yes, and if they say they need some things, we say pray to God. So when they pray, and it normally happens, God will, if they really need it, and if God really wants to surprise them and bless them, God actually makes it happen that somebody could come and visit who knows of their birthday and bring that particular thing they need. But we don't buy things then for them. And some other families, they buy things for family members. I remember when I was growing up in the village, that we were so poor, but despite that, everybody was buying, gifts for New Year, for Christmas, for Easter, and things like that. But in that place, maybe it was not bad because the only clothes I get to wear will be the one they buy for you once a year on New Year or Christmas. But I'm talking about when it's become tradition, when you don't really need it. A lot of things that we're buying, it's not that you don't have clothes anymore. It's not that you don't have anything to wear. It's just because that is what people say. That is the culture we have grown up in. And that culture is not healthy. That culture doesn't make you rich. That culture doesn't encourage you to save. That kind of culture doesn't encourage you to be prosper. That kind of culture doesn't encourage you to invest, to take care of the future. So that by the time I've seen a lot of kids in my lifetime, that when they were children, they were look at their kids, look at their photographs when they were small. They were having new clothes, they were always celebrating birthday, first birthday, second birthday, they were spending money. But by the time they get to high school, their parents are already retired, or their parents are already bankrupt, and the people, they were having abundance in childhood, but when the time they get to college, the parents don't even have money to send them to college. They don't even have money to put in their college education anymore. Even here in Europe, I meet so many kids that grew up in a family that they all remember that when they were growing up, they had a healthy family. They have prosperous family, maybe not too rich, but the parents were able to give them birthday parties, take photographs. They had money, to do that. So we spend all the money that we are supposed to keep and save and invest for the future of our children. We spend it on them when they were children, when they don't even have the time to appreciate it, when they are too small to even appreciate those things. We spend all those money on them. Then when they grow up, we have lost our job. We don't have any money. We don't have investments. We don't have anything coming for us. And then these same kids, don't have money to go to college or to even, become anybody in life, because we have spent all the money to show our friends and to show to them that we are doing good. We're a middle class family and all that. So it's just a pity that the kind of culture that we have is the kind of culture that encourages this kind of pride and arrogance. So most of the things we are buying for our kids actually is a show of pride and arrogance, and sometimes it also breeds arrogance and pride in the kids. So these kids grow up also expecting things and becoming proud and arrogant, and they don't value their parents anymore. They don't value their parents, and they begin to look at parents as if the parents must always provide something for them. So the next thing we do is that anyway, I think I have to continue this. Let me continue this tonight. So anyway, I'm sorry. Let me talk about my project, my Nigerian project again. Nigerian transformation. I'm going back in that country. So I'm going back to Africa, and I'm encouraging everybody. You don't have to be of Nigerian descent. You can be from any country. If you are interested in going with me to Africa, we need you to write me at pastor@godembassy.org or Nigeria@SundayAdelajaFoundation.com. Nigeria@SundayAdelajaFoundation.com. So, and this is the book that you want to read to get to know some things about Nigeria and about your country. It could be a blessing to your country as well. So let's see what people are writing. And before I begin to read what we are writing, I want us to go and share the link to this message. Let's go and share the message with other people. And I also want to hear your opinion about this message. I need to get your response. I need to get your response and what you are thinking about this message. Do you think you needed it? Do you think it was a blessing? Do you think it will help anybody? So write your comments. Let's hear what you think about this message today. Okay. Nkem DK says, buying gifts for kids isn't a show of love. Anyone can buy gifts if they have the money. The values we instill in them is of utmost importance. That is so true. Ewa Adeniji said, Pastor, please ignore the abusive parasite. Okay, no problem. I'm okay. I'm used to that. I live in Europe, and I live in a country here where 99% of the population is white, and I hear a lot of that all the time. So I'm used to it. I'm not pissed off by it. Okay, Oluwatoyin said, your kids should not love you based on the gift you buy for them. Thanks, Dad. So he's tweeting it. He said he wants us to tweet this, that your kids love you not based on the gift. Okonko Shupudi says, Thanks, Pastor. The most important legacy that we can ultimately leave for our children is not money, but the life lesson that we have imparted to them, that will enable them to live their lives. Yes, their lives well. That's so true. That's so true. Okay, Patricia says, Pastor, please don't be discouraged by those that God will deal with for touching his anointed. Oh, no, no problem. That's okay. Maria says, yes, these teachings are a blessing. That's why she's here. You are a blessing to all. Thank you. Chantal Christine says, well said, man of God. Thank you. Thank God, Emerson said, you are a real blessing to us. Thank you. Eric Lindu says, helping us to become free. May God bless you the more, Pastor Sunday. Okay. Shoniron says, it is helping me as a mother with children under 5 years old. Thank you, Pastor. Okay. Bobo says, excellent teaching. It is a pity these teachings are not taught at school level. Children grow up with the wrong view of life. Very sad. Faith says, I'm on my way to becoming a millionaire, sir. Oh, definitely. Not a big deal. I mean, I believe that everybody could become a millionaire, especially every Christian. I mean, it's a shame if every Christian doesn't become a millionaire. And the reason is not because God is not kind, or it's not because God is discriminatory. It's because people just don't know. People just don't know the laws of money. So Faith is saying all these nuggets are sure way to become a millionaire. Thank you, sir. Eva says, excellent words of wisdom. Bless you. Thank you. Also, Slayer, I say, I would like to tell anyone who is trying to make a fool of this man of God, Holy Ghost fire. Oh, no problem. Don't worry about them. That's okay. Ola Martin say, excellent teaching. Please continue. Shegun Lawal say, I'm now thinking no amount of money is too small to invest. Yes. Mashu says, amazing. I will implement this in the lives of my kids. God bless. Louisa says, thanks for a powerful message. God should give us the grace to implement. Okay. Emmanuel Adoshin said, thank you, Pastor. God bless you. I've learned a lot. Okay. Bosse Fanyajola said, I'm so blessed. Thank you, Pastor Sunday. Okay, Nkim said she emailed me. Okay, you'll get a letter from me. If you mail to the address I gave, pastor@godembassy.org or Nigeria@SundayAdelajaFoundation.com. If you send it there, you'll get a reply. Simon said, hello, Pastor. How can I get access to all your teachings? Yeah, you can get access to all my teachings if you go to my blog. My blog is SundayAdelajablog.com. SundayAdelajablog.com. You have about 400 teachings there for free. 400 teachings there for free. And then you could go to YouTube and just, write Sunday Adelaja. You'll find a lot of my teaching on YouTube too. Ernest Ebong said, just joined the last 15 minutes because of my job. The message is so educative. The message is so educative to those who spoil their kids with gifts. I'm blessed to have you as a mentor. Thank you. But you could always go back to listen to the message itself. The message will be on the Facebook. And if you go to the video section, you'll be able to see the message there. And of course, you could go to my YouTube channel as well. You'll be able to see it. Kike Olateru Olagbegi said, thank you for such an inspiring message. I'm interested in working with you about how we can move Nigeria forward. Yeah, you need to write to me, to pastor@godembassy.org. Aleye the Josh said, this is a week of blessing through your teaching, Pastor Sunday. Thank you. Yetunde said, greater grace to you, Pastor, for setting me on my way to become a millionaire. Yeah, it's easy to become a millionaire. I'm so surprised that people don't know these things. All right, well, I think my time is up. So, like I said, I like to hear your comments because, I'm spending 6 hours every day getting these messages ready for you. And, so I just need to know that it's blessing somebody. Yeah. Somebody is saying, how can the church help members out of poverty? You have to listen to all these my teachings and then go and teach these teachings in your church. Go teach your church or give your church members the link to come and listen to all these teachings. It's very easy. Or you could tell them to go buy the book, Money Won't Make You Rich. It's about how to become a millionaire. And this book on Nigeria is also on Amazon, and it will help you to be able to know how to contribute to the development and growth of your country. Well, nice being with you people. I will be back tonight, British time, 7 p.m., Nigerian time, 7 p.m., and American time, 2 p.m., and European time, 8 p.m. So see you tonight. God bless you all. Bye.